Hello and welcome to this opening weekend of the Overwatch Scrub Cup. I am your caster Hotohori, and we are here today to bring you a match between team number 8, the Luci-Oh-Ohs, and team number 9, Hold Down Left Click. Joining me today for a special guest cast is Team 22 captain Raza Rip. How are you doing, Raza?
I'm great, thanks Hodo. This is looking like it's going to be an interesting match today. We're just waiting for a couple more people to fill the lobby, and it is going to be a close one today. There's Taco and Artemis, two people that I know personally who are going to be playing against Dumbass, who I also know personally. This is going to be a very personal match, and I can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Yes, and I also know Audit2Can't, who is a healer, I think, from one of the earlier Scrub Cup teams and matches, as well as from the University League, because I think Audit2Can't was also on Steadfast Corn. So it
That's
is,
right.
yeah. So it's going to be a good match today. It's going to be a little different because I think there are, because of the subs, looks like Heartson, Artemis, all of the subs that are going to be joining in, Luci-Oh-Ohs team is going to be a sort of a bit of a mishmash of people here and there might have a bit of an issue when it comes to teamwork and organization. But let's hope the captain, Tactical Buffalo, can sort of rally his team and hopefully make it a worthwhile match. And they've already gone down 1-0 to another team in the Scrub Cup. I think they
Yeah,
lost to Animal Farm.
they went 0-2 in their last match, so it can't get much worse. So these subs can only improve the team at this point.
Absolutely.
Hartson is an anime, and he's so good at it, so hopefully he can help carry this team to victory.
Yep, good healer is definitely very worth it. I'm a tank, so therefore I'm a little partial to see how the tank play is going to happen for Luci-Oh-Ohs. But for hold down left click, they have DPS extraordinaire Dumbass on there, along with looks like a couple people I don't know, but BY I've seen also is a very good. Very good DPS. So I think Luci-Oh-Ohs has issues cut out for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think Dumbass is the one to keep an eye on today. If he's going to go Hanzo or McCree, you're going to see some excellent picks, and it's going to be so interesting to watch.
Yep. Saying hi to Sin there on the stream. I know that he's going to be tuning in, and I think with the Immortals representing Dumbass and Heartson actually were on the same University League team. So it's
That's
actually
right. They come in to support their team. Hi, Sind. I think Sind well, but good one, Hodo.
Yeah. So Sin saying the accent. They're enjoying the accent, Raza.
Yeah, yes, your American accent is quite excellent to hear. It's very exotic.
But we're gonna take you in game as soon as the Luci-Oh-Ohs basically get their 6th person. So at this point, I think they're waiting for Artemis. If that is the last substitute that they will be going, and they're going to be then they'll be proceeding from there. Then we'll get into map bans. But just a little news. I wanted to talk about your match, Raza. Team 22 defeated Team Blackjack yesterday, 2-0. So I casted that match, and you guys looked really good. So
Yeah, it was a really good match, and I hope we can keep the momentum carrying through the rest of the group stages. The team's just doing so well together, and I think if we keep improving, we can go really far. I'm looking forward to facing off with one of these teams later in the playoffs.
yeah, hopefully. But since they've separated teams now by basically time region, so there's East Coast, West Coast, Central Time. I don't think you're going to see an East Coast or a Central team unless you make it to the quarterfinals or so. So it's possible that they'll probably try to group teams as close to their region as possible until later on in the tournament, when that way they can't then there's no way just to avoid it. So we're going to take you in live because it looks like now team captains are going to be joining the admin into
To the scrub
into
channel.
map
Oh, and it
bans.
looks like they picked a map. It looks like we're going to play King's Row first,
Is that really which is interesting?
I think that's a very interesting choice. Hold down left should have been that map first, I think. You have, where is it, Dumbass, who's a pro Hanzo, and he's going to be doing so much work on the King's Row attack. I really think Kings Row is a bad choice for Luci-Oh-Ohs, but maybe they know something I don't. Let's see.
Could be that hold down left click ended up having the final choice and basically just forced them into King's Row. Um, but yeah, I don't know if Lucio-Ohs are going to play this one man down. Are they?
Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. Do they have a sub incoming, or is their last member just late? I'm gonna ask Tack Buffalo what's happening, because this is quite odd. If they can do this 5v6 and still win, I will be very impressed, especially against hold down left click.
I will send you another box of candy to Australia if they can win 5v6. But but no, it looks like Technician is going to be their final in. Let's give him let's let's see what he is. He is a 2142 and is a Diva main.
Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So, looks like Lucio-Ohs has a pretty well-rounded team. Let's hope that they can pull it together for this match.
So it looks like
I'm
Artemis is stuck doing homework, and therefore Technician had to be the sixth because if it's not Artemis, and of course it's a person who knows Damas, because everybody knows Damas at this point.
everybody, everyone's been playing twice.
You know, the thing about it
Oh,
is the 2500 area of Overwatch is a small community. I think people at this level sort of all know each other by this point, by all the tournaments that everybody sort of participates in. There are a couple tournaments like the Overwatch University League as well as the Scrub Cup where teams just sort of go back and forth with each other, and then there are other things. I think I forgot one of the tournaments called like the Grenoble Cup or something, which is like for gold and plats and low diamonds. So
okay, I haven't heard of the Noble Cup. I'll have to go and win that one as soon as I'm finished with the Uni League and the
yeah, I
Scrub
know.
Cup.
So like for all of you guys watching on the stream, we Raza and I are part of Beehives, and we are in the final for the Overwatch University League Division 6. So that final, unfortunately, with BlizzCon taking place next week, is going to happen on November 11th. So 2-week break before the start of that final, and I think they're playing the EU and all the division finals all on the same day. So God knows when our time is actually going to be. We might have to end up playing sometime early in the afternoon. But
That
here
would
we
be
go.
horrible. Right, and we're moving into Kings Row. We're finally getting started. It's only taken us 45 minutes to get here. All right, and let's have a look at our team comps.
Yeah, so on defense, it will be the Lucio-Ohs. I need to fix my overlay. So you go ahead and talk about the team comps while I fix the overlays here.
Absolutely. So we've got Taco Buffalo on Junkrat for the Luci-Oh-Ohs, which is a very solid choice for Kings Row. Order to counter the Mercy, Rowdy on the Zen, a great healer lineup, especially on defense. The Zen's going to be so useful at the choke. They've got the Ryan, the Diva, and Anna. So Hartson will probably pick Anna or Tracer, that's right. They only have one DPS. Hartson is the support main, but he has been playing DPS recently, and I'm really excited to see how well he can whip out his flanking skills. On the flip side, we have BY on the Soldier, Dumbass on the Hanzo. Dumbass is so good on the Hanzo. I'm really excited to see what he pulls out today. He personally beat me in a 1v1 on Route 66 when I had a match against him in the Uni League. It was very humiliating, and I am sure he's going to humiliate these guys just now. They're running a Lucio Mercy, which is very expected. You need a Mercy in this current meta. The Raze is just so useful. It's basically a 7v7, and that Lucio is going to get them on point fast. They're running this Zarya Reinhardt, which is also a really great counter pick to that Diva. Technician isn't going to be able to go back and switch off the Diva, so if that Zarya can do work, she'll be a pretty good counter to that Diva throughout this point A push. Alright, and we've got 13 seconds before this round starts. Dumbass is at the top looking for a quick, easy pick, but it doesn't look like Luci-Oh-Ohs is going to give it to them. They're playing very conservatively, holding back at the point, which is a really good decision.
Yep, and we are going to get started here, so no joy there for Dumbass, but he's just basically sonic arrowing just to make sure he can see right around the corner. Now, they're just going to be lobbing bombs here directly into the back line of hold down left click, and it looks like BY going on an early flank there, trying to get around the team, so, you know, Lucio-Ohs better be careful because there's going to be a soldier on the high ground here in just a sec.
Absolutely. And Hartson's trying to flank, trying to get a quick pick off. He doesn't get one and is forced to retreat back. BY is now set up on the high ground, and that is some great positioning for them. He's got the Discord orb, but no one is targeting him but the Zen. That indicates to me that communications maybe not perfect right now. But it has just evolved into a brawl on point, and it looks like Luci-Oh is being pushed back. Hearthstone gets knocked down by BY, Trempledor gets knocked down by the Zarya, but he's res, and that's two picks are coming left and right. It's just such a brawl on point at this point. I've got no idea who's going to take this fight.
Well, it looks like it's pretty even now, but the advantage is going to be with the attacking team because they will have the spawns in their favor. Trempledor is trying to hold out as long as he can. Audit will res him right away, and it looks like here Luci-Oh-Ohs will have 5, and they're going to push back this attack. Good stuff by the Luci-Oh-Ohs. I thought it was actually going to turn in the way, but just as I say that, it looks like Attack Buffalo gets taken out, and Trempledor charged right into them, so therefore now they're down. Valkyrie had
and that's the Dragon's coming through, and it picks off the Mercy. That's all you need to do. If you can pick off the Mercy, you're set. That's 3 kills already, 4 kills, and the trance comes out, but it is too late. There's only 3 of them left. They can't take this.
Yeah, Trempledor trying to be a hero there, but with the Luci-Oh ult, that's going to be it. This is going to be a take for hold down left click.
That's right, and they take it, and they get the tire as well. That was just a bad tire from Taco. He was trying to save the point, probably from spawn, but he should have held on to it. He should have realized it was lost.
That was just bad luck, exactly, from Luci-Oh-Ohs, combined with the fact that that Trempledor didn't need to charge when he did, getting caught within 4 of hold down left click. Tac got then picked off immediately right after that, and then it was just all downhill from there.
Absolutely, and they're coming up to the choke. They're holding at the corner, which is interesting. That's a lot of free space they're giving up. I'm not sure how much I agree with this. They probably could push up to the choke, but they're going to give them the free space. They're just moving back. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just moving back, letting them have more free space. They should be pushing right now.
They feel like that they have basically the second corner is a little bit more sort of in their favor when it comes to defense. I actually don't like that. I'm in agreement with you. I would have pushed up and held at the first corner and not given them the alleyways that gives them the ability to sort of flank. As you can see here, but Heartson puts out an ult there, taking out 2 people, and the kills are now just going the way of Luci-Oh-Ohs.
Yeah, and they should be chasing down, and they should be finishing off the stragglers. There's only 3 there. They can stagger this push by another 15, 20 seconds, but they're just playing too conservatively. I think they might be scared of the DPS coming out of team hold left click. Someone's getting another pick. He's getting a lot of body shots off. He's charging his ult really fast, and he's just getting those picks every once in a while, which is helping out so much.
Oh, big graviton here, but a good counter.
Yeah, France was perfect. And wow, it looks like they're going to take this fight.
Yep.
And the attack fight comes out for BY, though. Taco goes down. Heartson goes down. That's 2 for the visor. And yeah, this fight looks like it will be won by a hold left click.
Yeah, hold left click really, they used the graviton to their advantage, but Heathen was the one that basically saved them because they could have countered it right there, but she popped the Valkyrie and basically kept everybody alive, which allowed them to get some extra kills. And now they're just pushing all the way onto that 3rd point. 2:37 left on the clock. They've got tons of time here. They hit that, and there's a dragon just to sort of finish them off. That'll push them really, really far back. You don't need to kill anyone. That's just a zone.
I think that might have been a little preemptive, but the tags should have pulled back from Team Luci-Oh-Ohs. They should be setting up a defense, because right now they're probably going to get snowballed. It looks like there's too much momentum on the side of hold down left click. Heartson is not set up in the best position. He can't even... Oh, but he pulls out his ult. But the sound barrier comes out, and Heartson gets a pick.
Yeah, where is Heartson now? And it looks like he's just basically pushing on their back line, trying to get as many picks as he can. He's got to realize Technician and him have to back up. They have this point. They've won this battle. They just sort of need to back up and establish their defense again.
Yep. And Trempledor takes out Dumbass, who was trying to flank on the left. I probably should have ran away when they lost the fight, but now they're 6v5. This is when Luci-Oh-Ohs should charge in and take this fight. They have the advantage. It's 6v5. And there's the Earth Shatter. Can they capitalize? The Diva Bomb. And it picks up the Zarya. That is all you need. They have the Tire as well. Probably didn't need that one, but it does the job.
I still have
Yep, and it's a matter of them now just being conservative and making sure they don't pull too far with regards to their defense. They just need to make sure that they win these fights and they win them clean, and then just make hold down left click come at them over and over and over again. They don't need to be heroes. They just need to basically just slow them down and make sure that this just doesn't go in the way of the hold down left click.
That's right, and that's 2 picks for Luci-Oh-Ohs. Again, they just gave some free push to left click, which I don't agree with. But look at that! Oh, the Hunter all pulls out the Diva kill. A bit late on the transfer there, Rowdy Pixel, but it will probably help them win this fight. Hearts with another visor. He's just pulling it out every 30 seconds. He must have killer accuracy this fight.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of damage in because basically he's positioning himself really far back, and just the shield for the other side for hold down left click isn't blocking any of Hartson's damage, or it's getting blown up by Tactical Buffalo on his Junkrat. And basically Hartson is just getting ult charge left and right, and you're right, he's just getting it every 30 seconds. So it's going to be hard for hold down left click to charge in here if their soldier is going to be doing a tremendous amount of damage.
Sorry, and watches Luci-Oh-Ohs walk backwards, giving them more free push. They shouldn't be doing this. They need to push and engage, and that's the grab. It catches 3 people. Reinhardt swinging, and 2 kills come out of that. But immediately res by Order Kant, who's killed. That was a good res. I probably would have just held at the tick though, and this is just a brawl on point. Kills going both ways. Mercy is killed by Attack Buffalo's tire. 3 more kills for Team Hold Down Left Click, and it looks like this fight is won.
Yeah, it's going to be desperation stall time at this point. If they can get out, that they're going to need to stop it here. There are no ults for the side of Luci-Oh-Ohs. I don't know how they're going to be able to stop it. They just sort of have to just charge in and go. Trampador gets to the point there, and now it's just going to be desperation time for Luci-Oh-Ohs. They do get a kill on Dragonlow, but BY basically takes out 3 and 4, and that's it.
And that's it. Wow, that was an incredible attack by Hold Left Click. That was a great show of force, and it looks like Luci-Oh-Ohs just couldn't contest. Even when they were getting a pick or 2 in the team fights, they were losing the team fights. They were moving backwards, they were playing a bit too passively. They just seemed a bit scared throughout that entire round.
Yeah, you're right, and you can see it in the tank play. Like, the tank for hold down left click was letting them get that free space. He needed to just basically stay in there and just not move, so that not giving them the room to come in and sort of attack them. Dragonlow was backing up, and I tell any tank, like, you can give them 2 steps of space, but as soon as they take more than 2 steps, that they've taken way too much, and they're just going to sort of push in on you, and that's exactly what they did. He backed up his entire team directly into that corner that opened them up for the graviton, and the next thing you know, that was it. So Trampador for Luci-Oh-Ohs was just basically like he ended up trapping his entire team in the back, and that's what ended up happening.
I do think that if Team Luci-Oh-Ohs wants to take this map, they need to play uber aggressive, they need to charge in there, and they need to get those kills first. And it looks like they are playing a very divey kind of comp with the Diva Winston. That's a really great idea. If they can pick off Dumbass first, then that's a lot of damage that they're totally negating. I like the Genji from Heartson. I think that's a really great call as well.
Yeah, they need to just be aggressive, and they need to realize that they have spawn advantage. So, like, the way that the new meta works, though, is like you need 2 picks instead of 1, because whoever Heathen is basically going to res the first person that dies, and if you're diving onto hold down left click, most of the time you're going to try to aim for at least a healer, or if you can't pick a healer, you dive into the tank, which will then force the res out, and then you have to reinitiate your engage. So here they come now. Hold down left click is holding to the side of the hotel, not exactly at the choke, and it's going to try to invite Luci-Oh-Ohs in to the area.
It looks like they're going right. They were a bit confused, I think, whether they were going to go through the theater or not, but they're going upstairs. They've moved up. They're taking a bit of poke damage. That's a lot of ult charge already for Team Hold Left Click. And they're up top. Let's see how they engage.
And it looks like the entire team is going above and up to the top. Alrighty. Yeah, this is a Beehive special here. Attacking from the top of the hotel, and they dive directly onto the Mercy. That's who they're looking for. They get her.
The Mercy is dead. Trampador is killed, but is immediately res, and kills coming left and right. Autodicant is killed by Dumbass, which is very good for them. It looks like this actually might be taken first push. That's 2 more kills from Luci-Oh-Ohs.
That was the aggressiveness that we were looking for. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, that was excellent.
It was just so diving, and everyone communicated perfectly. They picked their target and they killed them. That's what dive needs to be, and they nailed it.
Yep, they absolutely did. They found the target. They found the Mercy was the priority #1, and as soon as the Mercy went down, that whole team sort of just collapsed, as they said, like a flan in the cupboard. So,
Absolutely.
so
And
therefore, now they're pushing in, and they've established defense here at first corner, and it will invite Luci-Oh-Ohs to basically attack right here, right next to the alley.
Hartson might be a bit too far out, yeah, and he gets knocked out by the attack visor. And there's the dragon. Is it going to pick anyone off? No, it was a good try. Nothing. He should have waited for the grab, which was going to come in about 30 seconds. But he doesn't. Let's see if he can charge it up before the next one. It
That
looks
was
like Luci-Oh
that was bad timing
holding back.
by Dumbass right there. Yeah, he should have waited for the grab.
That Earth Shadow wasn't, and the Trance wasn't. And the Diva Bomb comes out, picks up the Zarya. I don't think that was a good Diva Bomb. He should have thrown it towards the enemies. That's 2 roses, and Harton is going to pull out the blade and gets immediately killed. That is rough. There's nothing as demotivating as getting killed as an ulting Genji.
Yeah, but it feels good if you're the opposing team if you kill that ulting Genji right away. And now they are stalled up exactly here on the first corner, and they've got to make sure that they keep attacking as a team, because if they start to trickle in, it's just going to end up bad news for Luci-Oh-Ohs.
Yeah. Luci-Oh-Ohs did have ult advantage there as well. They had about 4 or 5 ults, and now they have just wasted that on a failed push. So now ult advantage is firmly in hold left click's hand. The Winston dives in, but he's too early. The rest of the team's not there to back him up, so he gets pretty low, but he survives. And that's attack visor coming out, and it picks up Taco. And that's going to be it looks like.
Yeah, I think that they've basically, like, there's a detente here, right here. At the point, Hartson goes down, and another Hanzo ult clearing out the back line for Luci-Oh-Ohs. I think they've got to back up now. They're down 3. Dumbass picked up 2 with that.
I mean, those are 2 good picks, but I still think that was another wasted dragon, because that push was over. There was only 4 of them on point. They could have won the fight without it. Again, he probably should have waited for the Zarya ult. But at the rate he's charging it, he's going to have another one before the Zarya even uses grab.
So I guarantee Dumbass will have another one even on the next engage. He's already at 45%. It's so fast at this point that he's getting them every about 40 seconds, 45 seconds or so. So that,
especially when you have accuracy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know. So therefore, BY is about to hit his ult, and it looks like almost hold down left click is going to get the big 6 here by the time that Luci-Oh-Ohs engage, and they've only got 2 ults to their name. So this is going to be really, really hard.
That was interesting, because they weren't in a team fight at all, and they're going to try to capitalize, they're going to try to push forward, and they will get kills. Wow, it looks like Luci-Oh-Ohs was not expecting them to push that far. They get a bunch of kills, the Hartson's trying to run away, but he gets knocked down by BY. That's, I think, 3 times that he's been killed by the soldier in 3 pushes, so Hartson must be feeling pretty salty right now.
Well, this is taking out of the Immortals playbook right here. So they are just going all the way up there and just being as aggressive as they can, and just fighting right into Luci-Oh-Ohs' face and taking it to them. There's something to be said about being uber aggressive and just basically taking it to your opponent and let him know. Graviton here comes out for hold down left click.
There are the dragons, but the trance totally nullifies it. And another attack visor from BY. And it looks like this fight again will go hold down left click. Technician's down. Will they stagger her?
Nope, they're just gonna kill her.
Nope, they're just gonna kill her.
This is just so demoralizing for Luci-Oh-Ohs. Yeah. They had such a great opening push, and then now that thing is almost all the way back to the archway, and they just can't get together.
It looks to me like they should be running double shields, because all of the DPS on team hold left click is very far range. Like the Hanzo, the soldier, they both stay back. If they can run double shields, I think they could be doing a lot more work with an Orisa shield, and then Reinhardt just spamming out those hammer swings. But they're going in with a Diva, which is kind of being countered by the Zarya. I'm not sure if that's a great decision.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think if they were running like a combo, maybe Orisa Reinhardt with enough like shields out there, they would force maybe some DPS switches coming from the other side. Big Earth Shatter here, and that's just going to clear out again. Just the backline tack is switched to the Reaper, but he's not getting any joy back there, and BY is just pushing through, and even like bad positioning there by Glob's Nabel is not being punished by Luci-Oh-Ohs, and now they're coming back again. And
well, a counter shadow picks off 2, but the dragons come out, probably gonna pick off the Mercy and the Zen. That's the healers again. Dumbass hates support characters apparently. So
they did something to his mother, I think. That's basically what it is.
They hit her. How dare they?
But it looks like here, 19 seconds left on the clock. If they can't win a fight, they're not going to get out of this archway. And at
Yeah,
this
they
point,
need to start pushing on that Hearts ult, on their tire. They need to get on point now. They need to get the tire behind to pick off the supports. That is basically their only chance at this point.
that
Because
was
Trampador's going to get killed. There he is, killed. Alright, Hearts, here's your chance to carry. And that's 2 picks.
and
On the
another
grab comes out.
graviton.
This time though. Oh,
Oh,
that fight could have gone to Luci-Oh-Ohs, but a barrage of ults just comes out from hold left click, and that's going to be the end of this map as soon as Heartson dies.
and that's it. And overtime ends, and the first map goes to hold down left click.
That
3-1.
was a great match by hold down left click. They were just so aggressive. They were just getting the kills. They were using their ults fairly well. The ults were being wasted a bit by Luci-Oh-Ohs. Damas, Raza, I tried. I didn't see his name in the kill feed enough. Not many headshots, but it was adequate. He
Yeah.
only got about 8,000 dragons off.
And, you know, the Dragonlow getting, good God, 42,000 damage by Dragonlow. And the thing is that Dragonlow didn't actually
It's nice
defend
to be
all the way to the
appreciated.
third point. All of that damage was just getting soaked up by hold down left click in that little small area, which is pretty insane when you really think about it.
That's
So,
right. And while we're waiting, let's just have a talk about that match in general. I think that the tank for hold down left, the Reinhardt Dragonlow, was doing so much work blocking the damage, so much work swinging the hammer, but I do think that his shield management was not on point that game. His shield was getting broken a lot. If Luci-Oh-Ohs had the coordination to capitalize on the broken shield, I think that they could have won some team fights. I think that's something Dragonlow needs to work on.
yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So, but overall, I think it was just such an overwhelming DPS performance by hold down left click that even though like dumbasses like dragons were not necessarily timed properly, he was getting them so fast that he was basically zoning out and splitting the teams with the dragons as to who was actually on the payload and who was actually behind the dragon. So therefore, the team ended up having like all of these 6v2s, 6v3s on the payload that they were going to win really easily and let BY basically go in on the soldier and just clean up everybody. And there was just nothing they could do about it. They were not they couldn't get behind the lines to attack hold down left click to get to him, and it just rained death on Luci-Oh-Ohs the entire time, and it just made their job almost impossible on that push.
Yeah.
So
I think you're absolutely right. Plus, the Zarya from hold down left click got her grab very early on, but she didn't use it for a long time, and it's not the Zarya's fault, but they were just winning the team fights before they even started. 1 or 2 picks before the fight started, and it just wasn't worth using the grab anymore. They were dominating their team fights even without their ults. Luci-Oh-Ohs was trying to push on their ults, but they just weren't coordinated enough to do it. They were overusing their ults. At one point, they had an ult advantage of 4 or 5 ults, and they used all of them in the one push to no avail. I think that's something they definitely need to work on if they're going to take some maps in this group stage.
no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So it's going to be now the choice of Luci-Oh-Ohs. Hold down left click will get first banned, and Luci-Oh-Ohs will be able to select the next map. So hopefully, Tac Buffalo will know exactly what his team sort of wants to play here. Um, actually, as I was talking with Hartson last night as we were casting your match, Raza, the Scrub Cup has a tendency to pick certain maps, Kings Row being one of them, Hollywood being another, and then Lijiang Tower being the third. So those are the favorites. I will bet you money that the next map will not be Junkertown, as as that seems to be a map that everybody loves to play in the scrims, but never anybody wants to pull out during the during actual games.
That
So
is not a I'm going to take, Hodo. I hope that Luci-Oh-Ohs pick something close range like Li Zhang. I think when you've got Damas who can play the McCree and the Hanzo so well, when you pick a long range map like Kings Row or Junkertown, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. I
yeah,
think they need to pick something close range if they're going to take this.
yeah, I think you're right. I think they need to go to a control point, and I think it probably should be Lijiang, just because Tak is a great reaper. That is what he's good at, and he needs to kill targets up close, and just sort of play into that. Hartson's a great healer. Like Lijiang is very sort of close quarters combat, which is great for like sort of burst healing for an Ana and sort of the tank. can sort of stay in a small location and just not necessarily have to move around. He's definitely got to keep his shield up though, because BY was getting that visor way too often, and
Mm.
he was just got to make sure that he's like blocking the damage that's coming in onto Luci-Oh-Ohs, because you can't have a soldier and a Hanzo getting ult as fast as they've been getting. It's just not. There's no way you're gonna win any fights. Like if a dragon's coming in every 35 seconds, then what are you gonna do, especially on a control point? Because like they're just gonna
Yeah,
dragon you the entire time. You're just gonna zone you out. So
that's absolutely right.
yeah,
Uh, I think that Lucios can take this, but they are going to need to work on their communication a little bit coming up to this next map. Sorry, because they do have the mechanical skill. Hearts was doing so well on the soldier; he was getting his ults every 30 seconds. The Lucio was good. The Ryan was good. They just need to improve on their communication a little bit, and I think they can really take this next map.
the thing about it is it's because they're running so many subs, I think, and they haven't practiced together, and that is like the big sort of like shortcoming of Lucio-Ohs. Like Heartson is a sub, Technician is I think is a sub also, and if they had been if they were together as a team and played normally together, I think they would have been able to sort of make sure that they got through that sort of alleyway section of King's Row and be able to attack, because you're right, they were getting the ults they needed, the offensive ults they needed. They just needed to time their diva bombs a little better. They needed to time the soldier ult a little better, and they would have been able to sort of push on through and push back on hold down left click.
Yeah, you're right. And it's Lucio-Ohs didn't get stomped in that Kings Row match. It wasn't. It was fairly close. They took the first point on their first push, which hold down left click couldn't do. I think if they did have their full roster, they would be able to put up a much better fight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Um,
Yeah, that initial push was so good by them, taking down hold down left click, the way as quickly as they did. It's just the follow up after that is like when they had to actually fight on the, um, excuse me, they had to fight as the payload started to go through. They just had a tough time. So now we're going to take you in game because the bans are coming through. It looks like BY from hold down left click is now going to ban Hollywood, which now leaves Tac Buffalo with the choices remaining, which are Temple, Hanamura, Junkertown, Nepal, Dorado. And let's see what Tac Buffalo picks. Tac Buffalo is taking Dorado.
oh, wow, that is very interesting. What do you think about that pick?
I think it's just more of a comfort pick. What I always try to advise teams when I coach is that you have a map that you can sort of fall back on that is your quote pocket pick. The map that you're always going to be confident with, and that is the map that you pick after you lose one. So you want to make sure that you have something in the bag that you're super comfortable with, and you go to it so that you can bring your team back up, because losing a round is very demoralizing, and you want to make sure that you're like, all right, team, let's do this. We got this next map. This next map is our favorite map, and we're ready to go. Casters are ready.
Yeah, we sure are.
Yeah. So, like, we're going to Dorado, and Luci-Oh-Ohs will be on attack first. Now, I saw a little bit of aggressiveness that was very similar to Immortals when it came to hold down left click. So I'm wondering how exactly they're going to push, because if Dumbass takes the strategies that he's learned from the Overwatch League, I expect them to be on them almost as they come out of the spawn. So so
I think
let's see how this goes.
absolutely. I think that Team Lucio is going to try to play dive. That's what I'm expecting because they saw how well it worked on Kings Row. They're going to try it again, I think. And it looks like the comp from Team Hold Down Left Click is they're not going to run the Hanzo anymore, which I think is a great pick for this map. They're going to run the Soldier Junkrat along with a Mercy Lucio. They're not going to run a Zen on their defense, which again is interesting. They're playing very mobile supports with very immobile heroes.
Yeah.
With the Reinhardt and the Zarya. Interesting.
So, yeah, we're going to position the camera here with Luci-Oh-Ohs on the attack, and Technician still has not picked what he is going to go with.
He'll probably go Widow, I think, is that's probably the safe pick here.
Oh, okay. Well, looks like he's going. Technician is going Tracer. Huh.
That is an even better pick than Widow. Alrighty. This is interesting because if Technician can get behind them and pick up a support or two, that will make the team fight much easier because the support ults coming out of Heathen and Glob's Enable have been so good. If you can nullify one or both of those, then you're on your way to winning a team fight. We'll have Taco Buffalo on the Reaper again, and Hearts on the Zari this time. He's not playing DPS anymore. This is interesting. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough damage on the side of Luci-Oh-Ohs to properly get the kills.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Heartson has got to get a lot of energy super quickly to be able to contribute on the damage side. But Technician is going to be flanking, and Tac will need to attack up close, so this might not go very well based on the comp here. But
and Technician goes around the side. Let's see if Technician can get a pick. So he's going through the tunnel right now, and no, he's going to get pushed away by that Junkrat. And they're just giving him a lot of free space here. They're probably going to dive down when it hits the tunnel. Yeah, they're going around. They're about to dive down on top of it. No picks yet. Who's going to draw first blood? I think it's going to be Dumbass.
I don't know. It looks like that.
Oh, I was right.
You were right. Dumbass takes out Trempeador and gets immediately rezzed by Auto-to-Cant.
Technician's still behind, just poking here and there, but the soldier knows that he's there. He's scared him off. Trace is going for health back. Oh, and Zen picks off Dragonlo, who is immediately rezzed. There's such an even brawl on point. Technician's still just poking behind, and that is 3 picks for hold down left click.
Yeah,
that is the end of the push.
Yeah, Auto-to-Cant went down, and as soon as Auto-to-Cant went down, they fell like dominoes on the Luci-Oh-Ohs side. Now, this is where it's going to be somewhat troubling for Luci-Oh-Ohs. That car is backing up, and it is not in a good spot. They couldn't get it through the doorway, at least to give themselves some room. So it will be interesting to see what Luci-Oh-Ohs do. It looks like they're going to go underneath, up and around, and try to flank all the way around. They've got to figure out now. Little down left click has got to realize that they're going the long way in. And Dumbass there is ready with the Junkrat and ready to just sort of bomb them. He's probably called out to the rest of his team, who are now rotating over to make sure that they get in on this. Trempeador is by himself, so he's got to be careful. He's got to make sure that the rest of his team is there. Tire coming in. And
will it get some picks? I reckon it's going to get 3. It's going to get 0. That was not a great tire.
Oh.
He is definitely a better Hanzo than he is a Junkrat. And they are holding him at the stairs, and Trempeador just charges straight through. And he's probably going to get killed first.
Yes, he does.
There he is.
First. But they probably can res him right away. But Auto-to-Cant gets knocked down, but reses Trempeador, but it's too late. Everybody's already dead at this point.
And Trempeador's going to die again. The Trace is going to get away. The team just didn't follow up when Trempeador charged in. If they all followed him, they probably could have had a good chance at that fight. Now they do know that Dragonlord doesn't have his Earth Shatter anymore, so that is going to help Trempeador a lot, because he knows that he can Earth Shatter freely. And there's 4 ults on the side of Luci-Oh-Ohs compared to the 1 or almost 2 on the side of hold down left click. So they should be able to take this fight if they use their ults correctly.
Yeah, the movement here for hold down left click has been very good. Oh god, here comes another tire from Dumbass. He takes out Tactical Buffalo. Technician takes out Dumbass while he was trying to direct that tire. But ooh, looks like he gets immediately rezzed too.
And can Technician do it again? No, Dumbass gets his revenge.
Yes. But now it looks like they are stuck, and Hartson's gonna have his he's got his Discord. There he goes. There is the Graviton. They just gotta finish through. And Taco with a big ult.
That's 2 kills. That's 3 kills from Taco.
They have to kill Heathen here.
Carrying this team right now. Technician gets a kill on the Mercy. And it's just the Zarya, and that's going to be it. They need to push up right now. They need to not let him on the point.
No, I think it's too late at this point.
They're going to give it to them.
They're going to give it to him. Heathen's going to just guard... Hartson's going to guard the door, make sure that nobody comes through. And that is the first point.
That was such a good use of ults. They used the 2 ults. They didn't waste all of them like on King's Row. They just used 2. They got the point. And now they're pushing up a bit. This isn't where I'd push up. I would stay on point right now. They're all positioned off top, which is great. And they're just getting poked at currently.
Exactly. They don't really have a combo that can break the shield right now of Dragonlo, so there's no way they can really do any real damage to them. You see it start to crack, but it's, what they're doing now is they're just letting hold down left click sort of just rain on them and sort of gain ult percentage.
But I think this is a good decision, because hold down left click is just giving them free space. They're not even contesting. They could have jumped down earlier. They should have jumped down earlier. And they're just giving them too much free space. They're going to let him get it all the way to second tick.
No, they're going to wait until the bridge here and then jump down. So once it hits this this bridge, like right underpass, is when they come down, and that's exactly what happens. Like Dragon.
Yeah.
I still have use.
And Tucker gets rezzed. And Heartson goes down. That's 2 picks now. And the Valkyrie comes out. They're going to commit to this fight. They want to win this one.
Yeah, Dragonlord kept his shield up for that Earth Shatter, so there no joy there from Dragonlord. Oh, and he goes down.
Oh, and Dragonlord, but he is rezzed immediately. And the grab comes in, and it picks up a couple. Wow, this is just picks left and right, but it looks like this fight is going to go the way of hold down left click.
Yeah, absolutely. And now if they're in full retreat, Luci-Oh-Ohs have just got to go back, make sure that they don't lose anybody else, and they're pretty staggered here right now. Hartson's coming out, and they're still missing technicians, so they've got to attack S5. Minute 18 left on the clock. They're not going to have a lot of time, so...
Yeah, that was a horrible play by hold down left click, I think. They've been winning the team fights on the payload, on King's Row, and on this map, and they just gave them like almost the entire tick for free. There was no contesting there. They should have pushed down earlier because they could have won it earlier.
Yeah, I think
they
that's
are going to contest it here now.
It's confidence on hold down left click. They know that they can sort of stop them. So like the distance at this point doesn't really matter. They want to just sort of position them where they can fight them easiest. And I think they feel like that where they are now is the easiest place for them to fight. Because there is a little bit of a walk that needs to be done by Luci-Oh-Ohs. And as you've seen, with all the kills coming through, Fernandez gets 2. That position right there where the cart is forcing Luci-Oh-Ohs to basically walk there without using any shortcuts through the back or anything like that. And it's just killing them as they're doing this. This is going to be the last push here for Luci-Oh-Ohs.
There we go. And Taco's going to try and jump down and use his ult, but he gets pushed down by BY. That is rough. That could have won them this team fight. He's still probably going to try to sneak behind them for a sneaky ult. Earth Shatter comes in, kills no one, and Taco is down. He needs to get rezzed, and he is rezzed. Taco needs to go use his ult. He needs to knock out that Mercy now. Alright, and this is tense. No kills so far. And that's the visor coming out of BY.
He can't use it. He just can't get into a position to actually use his ult. And then he goes down again.
Oh, and BY takes 3 kills. And the grab comes out, but... Ooh, can Trampador? No, he was a bit too late. If he started swinging earlier, if he didn't charge in, he might have been able to get some more kills. But that is going to be it. And they got it very far, further than I thought they would. This is definitely winnable for Luci-Oh-Ohs right now.
Yeah, they need to have a good solid defense here on point 1. Hold down left click did give them all of that space, but I think that was tactical mostly on hold down left click side because they wanted them to fight literally at an area where they can just sort of come in and attack them if they were to get, they lose a couple kills and they can sort of set up a defense almost right away. But you're right, if Luci-Oh-Ohs have a stout defense here, we're going to go to a map 3, but I'm expecting good DPS here from hold down left click, possibly Dumbass on the Hanzo again, maybe for some early picks.
I'm expecting Dumbass on the... I'm not expecting to play Hanzo, I don't think, on attack Dorado. I do think he will play Junkrat again.
You think so? Yeah, it would be a nice safe pick because it'll be an easy way to sort of break the shields that they will set up here at the top. Trampador will probably camp out here with the rest of his team. And Technician now goes to the McCree. It's the first time I think I've seen a McCree on the field. So
that's very interesting.
It's an interesting pick, but I like the pick. If he can get kills from the distance and basically protect Autodecant in the back line, that would be very, very useful for them. And you're right, Dumbass did end up going on the Junkrat here for possibly just a shield break and make sure that he gets damage done against Dredger Shield. It'll also
Technician... Technician's looking to get those kills on the Junkrat, but it switches to Hanzo. This is interesting. I don't think this is a very good decision, but let's see if he can get picks, then they will win this map easily.
Says the Hanzo main.
I'm the Zen Lucio main now. I've been relegated to off support.
Oh.
I'll just watch Dumbass from afar and
enjoy from afar. But here we go. I think here we go. So Dumbass is basically hanging back, and he's going to check out what they have. This is a very tanky lineup for Luci-Oh-Ohs. He's going to see this, and I don't know if he's going to like his Hanzo pick. So you've got to make sure that that Trampador keeps that shield up so that Hanzo just does not get any charge. But they're now...
BY is trying to flank around the side. He's not killing. Taco is holding him off. BY is going to get a pick, though, if they let him do whatever he wants. And they're giving them free space. They're walking back. They're not... They should push in right now. They should attack.
Yeah, so
They're
they
having a
should.
lot of trouble with the Tracer.
Yeah, they are absolutely having some issues here with Tracer and BY. It's just sort of getting into their back line here, but they're holding them pretty steady. But that cart is exactly where it needs to be for hold down left click. Even if they were to lose this fight, it's better positioned than when Luci-Oh-Ohs had it stuck underneath the archway here.
I
Kills
still have
coming on both
questions.
sides, and Rez is coming in for both sides. So this fight's going to be very very hard. And a big Earthshatter here and kills all on hold down left click.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was excellent. And Dumbass takes down Technician twice. Once with a headshot, once with a scatter. Technician must be very tilted. That always hurts.
Yeah, and
And it looks
BY
like...
has just been harassing that Mercy the entire time. Like,
And the Dragons. Wow, that was an early Dragons. I think that was maybe not the best Dragon.
was he trying to dragon them in spawn? Because that would have been a
I
little
think he was,
ballsy.
trying to Dragon them as they walked out of spawn. Which is a very brave move. Didn't quite pay off, but he's going to get his ult in 15 seconds anyway, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, he's already back up to 20% at this point. So
Yeah.
Trampador and the
BY
rest.
takes down Taco Buffalo up the top. That is crazy. And BY is now behind. There's not really anyone who can stop him. Everyone's focusing the Tracer. No one's focusing the cart, and they're getting so much free push.
That Tracer is so far behind the rest of the team that it's sort of interesting, and the cart is still moving. Trampador has no health back there, and I think Rowdy Pixel is going to get picked off by BY, who's in the back. He's just doing massive amounts of damage. Technician is trying to protecting as best as he can, and then an ult here coming out by Rowdy Pixel, just trying to stop the offense from coming through. Rez is coming in from Heathen, who's popped the Valkyrie and is now healing the rest of the team. Buffalo ults in the back, doesn't really get anyone.
Yeah, not the best ult, and he got totally shielded off. Dumbass gets another pick, hitting a lot of body shots, not as many headshots. And Trampador gets res by Autocant, and this looks... And the Dragons come out again, and they're going to get any picks? No. Just after the grab. Oh, he gets Technician. That's 3 times his kill Technician this round.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
They need a little bit more coordination with the Zarya grab and the Hunter ult, I think. They could be getting a lot more kills on that.
Yeah, the
Dumbass
kills
gets...
are going the way of hold down left click, and they just really need to finish off Tac Buffalo here, and then they've got
Dumbass
this.
is doing work. Dumbass has gotten like 4 of the last 6 kills, and Mercy got the other one. And this is going to be it. It looks like hold down left click.
Oh,
Trampador gets on point. He kills the
big Earthshatter catches everyone.
Swing that hammer. He needs to capitalize, and he doesn't.
Oh.
All right, and hold down left click will take this 2-0. That was an excellent match by both sides. Everyone was just performing so well, but in the end, it looks like hold down left click came out on top.
Yeah, just too much from Dumbass and BY there for a hold down left click that just Luci-Oh-Ohs just could not compensate for what was coming through. And Dragonlow showing his Reinhardt prowess here, takes out 3 in the
and the little wave there. He knows that was a good play. And the DPS really is the backbone of hold down left click's team. The tanks are good, the healers are good, but the DPS just stand out. Look at that, 63% kill participation. That is very high.
Heathen was actually popping that Valkyrie right at the right points, and then they were Lucio ults exactly when they needed to be done. So nothing went to waste on hold down left click. So it was very well done match by them, and that's gonna be it, folks. Very quick match, 2-0 to hold down left quick. Final thoughts, Raza, on the match?
I think that was a really good match. It was actually fairly close. I think that hold down left click was fighting well. Luci-Oh-Ohs, there was a lot of fights that they almost took, but they didn't, just for 1 or 2 picks here and there. But I think it's the kind of thing that they will definitely improve on in the future, and I think they can definitely win some maps in the group stage still.
Absolutely. Well, they have 1 match left, so they've already lost 1. They've lost 2 now, so hopefully they'll get a win on their final match, so Luci-Oh-Ohs doesn't get skunked out here in the opening round of the Overwatch Scrub Cup. Hold down left click though. I'm seeing good things from them, and I expect to see them in the playoff rounds of the Scrub Cup coming up. So
absolutely,
that's gonna do it for us. I have been your caster Hodohori with my guest co-caster Raza Rip, captain of Team 22. The Night Owls? Is that right?
The Night Owls, that's the one.
And when is your next match, by the way?
It is unscheduled because I am an unscheduled person and I make constant mistakes. But most likely next weekend, so come watch. It'll be the best match of your life, I promise.
All right, and I will be at Scrub. I will be at Scrub Cup. I will be at BlizzCon this weekend. So look for a cast during the week. This week, as I will try to squeeze in as many as I can before I fly out to Los Angeles for the convention. So I will also be casting on Twitch my experiences at the convention. So let me know if you guys want to see anything at BlizzCon, and send me a note in chat, and I'll look through it. But thank you very much for joining myself and Raza here for this special first round match between Luci-Oh-Ohs and Hold Down Left Click. I have been your caster Hori. Thank you very much for joining us today, and please subscribe to the channel for more Overwatch Scrub Cup content. I will be casting as much as I can this week before I leave to BlizzCon, and I will definitely be casting the playoff round. So just stay tuned to this channel, and hopefully you'll get your Overwatch fill from me. So thank you very much, and have